Financial advisor. Any and all content provided by me contains my own speculative opinion on the market. As such, this content should not be used to make trading or investment decisions. The market is extremely volatile, and the decisions you make should be based on your own due diligence. If you should make a trade or investment decision based off the speculative content that we provide, this disclaimer legally relinquishes me from any and all responsibility. Past market performance is not indicative of future market results. Trading in any market is extremely risky, and you should conduct your own research and analysis prior to making trading and investment decisions. Well. Welcome back to another Blackfire Technical Analysis. Welcome to the channel. Welcome all new members. Welcome all current members, and so on and so forth. Happy Thursday and or Friday morning, depending on your perspective. It is a rainy Thursday night. Hopefully it's going to be raining. I'm waiting for a thunderstorm to set in here. If you're from Ohio, anywhere in the Stark County area, that's what we're waiting for, some thunderstorms tonight. So pretty excited about that. I do apologize for my voice. I been really excited, been screaming a lot. Excited to get home, excited to get on this stream, excited to go through all the analysis and all through the requests that we have today. We don't have many. I think we have 2, which isn't bad. So it does sound like that this stream will be a little bit on the shorter side, but I think that's where I'm going to leave it. If you do like the channel, you guys, please remember, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, tick that little bell. And if you're in the Blackfire Technical Analysis Facebook group, pretty please with a cherry on top, click that link that I posted today. Hop on into the YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. I'm kind of trying to figure out ways to get all of the members from the Facebook group to support the YouTube channel. In my opinion, the YouTube channel is vastly the most important part of the group as of late. So I'm trying to get all of the members from the Blackfire group on Facebook to go ahead and transfer over. If you do have a membership with Blackfire Technical Analysis and you see this video, please swing over to our YouTube channel. The link is in should be in the description of this video, and it should also be in a link that I posted on the channel, or excuse me, on the Facebook page today. Go ahead and swoop in there, hit the subscribe button, tick that little bell for me. The more the merrier. The more support we have on the channel, the higher the chances of the visibility increasing there are. So the more visibility we can get, the faster we can grow. So it would be vastly appreciated if you guys can hop on over, switch that YouTube account. And without further ado, we're going to go ahead and start off with the analysis here. Obviously starting off with big old NASDAQ. What's happening? Pullback. Still above the L21. Disposition is still the same. I'm still looking for a little bit of a higher low structure here. On price action, we do have a break of support right now that could confirm. I wonder if yesterday closed below it. I actually didn't look at NASDAQ at all. No, yesterday's didn't break. So this will be a candle closure below, which wouldn't convince me that it's technically resistance yet until we got a back test and a second candle closure below, confirming it as tentative resistance. Obviously, we are seeing a pullback to test the yellow 21 at the current moment in time. The only question is, does the yellow 21 hold, or does the yellow 21 break to the downside? A break to the downside leaves price action possibility to move all the way down to this low here, about 14,600. That could be a potential test target for price action here. We do have bearish divergence continuing to play out here. We do see RSI continuing its breaky breakdown structure here on the daily. It'll be a little concerning if we do see RSI put in a new low upon seeing all these rejections of the bullish control zone here. More or less the same thing, you guys. More or less the same thing right now. I'm still waiting for whether or not this is going to be like a downtrend in formation, or we're just going to get a higher low. Breaking this low here on an RSI structure while printing a higher low does provide the basis for another drive of bullish divergence. So it all depends on what price action does from here. This is the point where I wait for some kind of confirmation. Again, we do have a little bit of breakdown below the support level here. It is still considered support until we get the candle closure below it, and I'll still be waiting for a confirmation close below it before I'll look for a drive much further down. The condition for a drive down to this prior low here would be the yellow 21, in my opinion. Any break below the yellow 21, and I will be looking for an overall move all the way down to this spot here. But breaking the yellow 21 and closing, opening and closing. Ooh. Sorry, I got excited. The rain just started hitting. I'm pretty excited about that. What was I saying? Yes, the L21. Kind of wrapping around the strategy that I've started using here. I'm not keen on shorting quite yet. I know we have a confirmation top. I know I have some downside price action. However, I'm playing with the L21 exponential moving average strategy. So the following conditions for me to be convinced that we have much more downside to go would be this: a break below the L21 and one open and one closure below the L21 moving average. So if the L21 moving average here holds, right, I won't perceive that as any kind of signal. If we break it, that'll be my first warning shot. If we open and close the following day after breaking the L21, that'll be confirmation for me to start setting up some type of short positions for technology stocks here to the downside. Obviously, with the first target being right here, could be a very juicy take profit zone. While overall, I would be looking for a move down to the green 55 moving average. Again, very, very bullish price action here. We've seen the green 55 hold support many times. I'm sure there's the cyan 89. If we go ahead and bring this up, because it is relevant to the topic of discussion here, if we bring up the cyan 89, we do see that NASDAQ tends to hit the cyan 89 a lot and hold it as support. So, that could definitely be a possibility for any downside price action. However, we don't have any, significant verification that this is going to continue on down below the L21. Again, until I get the confirmation that it is below the L21 with a candle open and a candle closure below it, I'm still going to remain generally bullishly biased. Again, we still have the opportunity to see price action here bounce off the L21 moving average here, which I just turned off. Oops. The L21 moving average, we could see price action bounce off that region and print a higher low. So that much is still very valid. Conditions for the upside here, obviously, holding above this not non-confirmed resistance, right? It is unconfirmed resistance, but holding this support here at 14,008, we'll just call it 14,900. We see the candle close above that region. I'll still be looking for a move all the way up to this resistance here, 15,125. Any closure above that, I'm going to be looking for the one spot 272 Fibonacci extension zone here, above the all-time high, printing new all-time highs. Now here's a really critical signal that I want everyone to be very aware of. We do have that downside price action with bearish divergence playing out with a fresh cross into the bullish control zone outside of the critical zone here. I take this as a very, very significant read. I'm going to highlight it for everybody. Boom. This is a read, right? This here is a read. Why is it a read? Because this could just sink. It could definitely sink here, and I typically look at this as sell signals here. But I want this in confluence, right? I want to see the exponential also cross through, and if we do see the exponential cross through, that will likely be aligned with a break of the L21 moving average here, which would be perfect for a short, in my opinion. Again, we do have a little bit of an early warning signal from the RSI at the current moment in time, seeing the negatively sloped exponential act as a resistance once again, forcing price action back to the downside. A new low printing on RSI, while the exponential crosses back into the bullish threshold, while the price action breaks the L21. All of those signals line up for a short, in my opinion. Again, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. This is just my own speculative opinion on the market, and I am telling you what I would do for my own trades or positions upon seeing these signals and these conditions being met. So that's kind of how I'm looking at NASDAQ. That's what I'm waiting for right now. Do I have any positions on technology stocks? No. I'm waiting for that one crucial signal, right? I am wrapping my whole strategy around the L21 moving average right now. Very, very, very simple strategy. So again, I'm looking for a break below it, and then the next candle to be an open and a close below, confirming this L21 moving average as resistance before all of those signals line up perfectly in my perspective for a beautiful, juicy short position. Again, do we have targets to the downside? Obviously, yes. The first target would be this low support here, 14,590, followed by the green 55. Maybe I could go ahead and highlight this level as well. I don't want to assume that this price action is just going to fling all the way down to the box territory, but it is a possibility, and that's how I'm looking at NASDAQ. We'll move on to SPY futures here. I want to Stair stepping still. This one looking a little less concerning right now, except we do have that same bearish divergence call continuing to break below the exponential here. Still remaining negative on the exponential. Long-term structure, again, still valid. Again, on both of those assets, I'm still very long-term bullish until I see absolute capitulation, a signal that this is no longer willing to be bullish. Long-term structure still intact. We just have some slight bearish divergence playing out. Likely we see continuation down to the yellow 21 as of right now, and the same conditions are going to be the same as what I'm looking for here. Although stochastics painting a little bit of a different picture, we do have a fresh cross in the critical zone here. Again, nothing too concerning until I see stochastics give me a confirmation signal with a cross into the bullish control zone from the critical zone. Again, patience is the key. I'm being very patient here. I'm waiting. I'm waiting like a freaking ninja in the trees for my next position, right? I want to play it as realistically as possible. I don't want to take this as a signal. I want to wait until I get the signal that I have written down in my rule book for my trading strategies, and that signal is price action breaking the 21 moving average with a cross back into the bullish control zone and continuation further down to the downside on RSI. Same conditions. I'm looking for the same conditions. I am looking for a little bit more continuation to the downside. Do I have fibs? I do have fibs. If we do revert this price action and print new highs here, break this all-time high resistance, I will be looking for moves all the way up to the one spot to 272 Fibonacci extension zone, somewhere around the 45.25 region, right? We'll just call it 45.30 actually. 45.30 would be my target to the upside upon seeing new all-time highs printed, right? And again, we want to wait for confirmation. I'm so being extra about confirmation now that it's been burned into my psyche, right? I want to be very, very, very psychologically aware about waiting for confirmation. Just because we break above does not mean we have to hold. We have to see that hold as support. I want to see price action break above, print a new all-time high, back test, and confirm this as resistance with a second candle closure above, or continuation with another green candle with a second candle closure above. Give me 1 second. Oh, I didn't bring my water bottle, did I? Time out. I'll be right back. Shit. Forgot my water. Love you. That was quick. Sorry about that. I do need some water. My throat is real dry. Woo! All right. Where were we? Yellow 21 moving average strategy. Yes. And confirming resistance. No, confirming support. That's where we were. As of right now, we're seeing this area, this region, continue to confirm as resistance, right? We got this, blow off top region here, followed by a rejection at this level, and then confirmation as resistance, right? This could be, a little bit of a sell signal here alone. If we weren't using any indicators here, we have 1-2 tests confirming resistance, boom, down. So right now, yeah, I am generally biased towards seeing this price action move somewhere towards the yellow 21. It could go further, obviously, but this is just the very first soft target that I'm kind of looking for price action to reach as of now. We still have plenty of time in today's candle, and it doesn't necessarily have to happen today. It could happen over the next few days. It can consolidate. It could go for a week or 2 weeks or whatever before price action continues down to this point. However, this is now my general target, seeing this resistance here. Again, still extremely bullish. I'm still extremely bullish on all of these assets. I'm just looking for those little bit, little tidbit pullbacks here for potential, real short-term short positions and or decent long-term buy positions. So that's kind of how I'm looking at it. As well as that, we don't necessarily have to test the yellow 21. We can easily break that, right? We've seen that here upon this prior all-time high, right? We got the prior all-time high with a ceiling of resistance. We'll go ahead and zoom in on this for a little bit of perspective here. I'll put in a temporary resistance line here, right? Right, we got our all-time high followed by a little bit of a sell-off, right? And then we got confirmation as resistance, right? We got the confirmation of resistance followed by boom, right? This candle here was kind of your tell that, hey, this is actually resistance. Boom. Nice little short position possibility to the downside to test the green 55. Could have taken profit right at the green 55. got out, right? And you see the green 55 being tested. Then you see this this candlestick right here reclaim the yellow 21 moving average. Close the short position, boom, and you're done. You get yourself a nice little scalp position on the daily chart here. And look at that. We're actually testing the prior all-time high as support right now. So that level could technically be relevant as of right now. Any candle closure below this will definitely make me confident that we're going to see a move potentially to the green, the yellow 21 or the green 55. And, obviously, if we see new all-time highs, the one spot 272 is the next target. I think I did mention that. We covered RSI. We covered stochastics. I think we're good on SPY futures. We'll move the Dow Jones here, see what's going on, what the hippity-happity is. Still playing with that ceiling of resistance, right? But this is where it gets a little bit conflicting here, right? We're seeing rising candles towards that resistance ceiling here. So I am a little bit more inclined to say maybe this breaks, right? Maybe this breaks. If we do see a break above this region here, printing new all-time highs, I will be looking for more new all-time highs. So the one spot 272 again, upon seeing this region break, back test and close a second candle closure above, an open and closure above to confirm it as support before I'm looking for the one spot 272. And as of right now, we are resisting. We are seeing resisting. So a little bit more consolidation would not be out of the question. Maybe even a little bit of a pullback to the L21 would not be out of the question. RSI still pointed up though. It does show the exponential holding a support right now. It does show a little bit of momentum to the upside. I think this structure here is indicative of consolidation, right? Not this entire structure, just this tiny little one right here is indicative of a little bit of consolidation here after that low was printed. So, that's kind of how I'm seeing that. Stochastics not really, showing a little bit of weakness here, but still we're deep in the bullish critical zone. I don't see any major, short sell signals or close long position signals yet. Again, until we see the stochastics cross the threshold of the critical zone into the bullish control zone. For now, that's kind of my disposition. We're continuing to fail to see price action reach above this resistance here. That does not mean we're necessarily going to see a huge plummet to the downside. But if we do, it would be upon this condition, a closure below the yellow 21 moving average. I will look for another open and closure below that yellow 21 moving average before targeting the green 55 or maybe even somewhere along this region here, this low on a wick basis. Again, none of this defeats the long-term bullish structure until we see a open and close below 33,250, right? The bottom side of this box region, any closure below there, I'm going to start to get a little bit more concerned for potential downtrend action to start formulating. But trend is your friend until the end, and the trend is still very much to the upside, so I have to remain bullish on all accounts for all reasons until I see major signals from any indicator, from price action, telling me, hey, this is getting ready to come to the downside. That's it for Dow Jones here. What is Dixie doing? I haven't looked at Dixie at all. Free money. Dixie. That TA shit fucking works once in a while, doesn't it? God damn. Confidence is through the roof on this read, right? We got this sell-off, right? We got this sell-off here. We got a candle closure below. As soon as we got this candle closure below, I was looking at this parallel channel structure and the yellow 21 moving average. Why? The yellow 21 moving average strategy. We got our second open and closure below this on the 27th, which was 3 days ago, followed by boom. This candle here. Yesterday's candle closure closing below the green 55 moving average. Looking at today's pump to the upside, we still have plenty of time. If we see this reject, I'm going to be looking for a move all the way back down to this region here, 91 spot 71, which would perfectly tie in with a possibility of seeing this golden cross not be a golden cross at all, being a little bit of a fake signal, a false signal. Again, but I'm waiting for confirmation, right? If we come down to this region and bounce off, then yeah, golden cross, good. You know what I'm saying? And then we have the possibility of looking at a long-term daily uptrend structure for the U.S. dollar index. However, if we see a candle closure below the purple 200 moving average, exponential, I'm going to be looking for this as a soft target, right? And if we see this break, I'm going to be looking. Obviously, I'm going to be looking for confirmation, right? I'm going to be looking for this region to break, and then a second open and closure to back test it or continue further down before this is confirmed as new tentative resistance. And if we confirm this region here on the US dollar index as new tentative resistance, I'm going to be extremely confident that my general bias for this, for the last, I don't know, couple of months will remain very valid, and I will still be looking for long-term downtrend continuation as a result. Again, I don't know how many times I got to pull this chart up. I don't want to say that other YouTubers are wrong or anything like that. Just my own perspective, right? From my own perspective, I have not seen a clear change of behavior to confirm this as a legitimate uptrend structure. Why? From a conservative standpoint, I am looking for three things: higher highs, higher lows, and confirmation. Right? Here's what we got. Here's your first low. And then here's your second low. I'm looking at the major lows, right? I'm not looking at this intermittent low. I'm not looking at this bullshit fake ass uptrend, right? I'm looking at this low here that was printed on the 5th of January, 2021, and this low here that was printed on the 25th of May, 2021, right? We do have a higher low structure, but guess what? Here's your higher high. Here's your higher low. What is this? Not a higher high. Another lower high. Right, another lower high, which tells me that we likely see downtrend continuation as a major possibility. However, doesn't have to be the case, right? It does not have to be the case. This could very easily just be a pull into that golden cross here to confirm it as tentative new support before price action rips to the upside, right? We do see stochastics absolutely getting destroyed right now. Has a little bit more room to go. We could see an entry into the critical zone, but as long as we don't continue below that golden cross, the golden cross could still remain valid, and we could still see this region here act as support before seeing a beautiful rip to new highs here. We don't have confirmation of anything yet. We have confirmation of nothing. Obviously very tradable. Definitely from the 21 exponential perspective. But if you're looking for more of a long term, if you're looking for this this golden cross to turn into a false golden cross before downtrend continuation, we want to wait for confirmation. And the confirmation that I'm looking for is a closure below 91.71 and confirmation that it is new tentative resistance before coming down to this region here at 91.30. And that will convince me that we're looking at another structural lower high and downside targets long term. Could be all the way down here once again, or somewhere close to about 89.65 could be a long-term target for this one. But again, a little bit of hindsight trading. We don't have that much confirmation yet. We did have confirmation of the yellow 21 moving average short strategy, but we do not have confirmation of the golden cross here being false golden cross. So that's kind of how I'm looking at Dixie here. For me to be convinced that this is a legitimate golden cross, I'll be looking for a low count. Right? I'll be looking for RSI to print a low and shoot back above the 50 read, while price action, obviously from a confidence standpoint, I'd be confident in saying that this is a good golden cross with closure above this candle's open here at 92.27, and even more conservatively back above the yellow 21 here. If I get a low arrow call here, I will be convinced that maybe this is a legitimate golden cross before ripping to new highs here. But first and foremost, I want to see this parallel channel gain price action once again. I want to see price action come back into this channel, and again, as I've been saying before I'm fully convinced that this is going to be a legitimized golden cross. I want to see new highs print. I want to see this high taken out at 93.27 and a back test or continuation on a second closure above to confirm it as new tentative support before I am very confident that we're going to be seeing long-term uptrend reversal here. So that's kind of how I'm looking at Dixie here. I fucking skipped Bitcoin last night. What a crime. What a fucking crime. What an absolute disgusting thing that I did yesterday. How dare I? How dare I skip the good old goddess of Bitcoin? How dare me? Shame. For shame. Let's go ahead and look at Bitcoin. I'm going to take some more water here. Is the range still valid? Yes. The range is still valid. Why? Because we have not seen a candle closure above the range, and a confirmation, or a candle closure below the range and confirmation. And we'll get into that in just a second. For this one, I'll pull up the white 200 simple. Although it doesn't have anything to do with my strategy, it does have historical relevance on price action and what we're looking at currently, in my opinion. Because in the past, for Bitcoin, we have seen death crosses get pulled into, right? We've seen downtrends have a death cross, and we've seen the death cross get pulled into, and we've also seen price action shoot all the way up to the the white 200 simple before confirming it as a legitimate death cross and continuing the downtrend to the downside. This is still a possibility, in my opinion. However, we are seeing a little bit of resistance upon this ceiling here with 1, 2, boom. Here's your third candle. This is the candle that I'm looking at for a potential, range position, in my opinion. Back at it again with a simpler strategy, in my opinion. I would be very confident in opening a small short position just to kind of see how it plays, and whether I win or lose, just to kind of see what it does, because I'm a little speculative around this region here. Again, this is the greater range that we're seeing play out here, and unless we take this range out, confirm a candle closure above it, I'm not going to be looking for the white 200 the white 200 simple as a potential target, which actually lines up with this area right here pretty well. Yeah, actually, maybe this one's a little more relevant. Definitely would be looking at that one. We have a lot of touches on this one right here, and it's perfectly aligned with the white 200 simple right now. We are seeing the white 200 simple actually curling back up just a little bit, but again, that is not indicative that we are, confirmed in a bear market right now until proven otherwise. I'm not going to go over the conditions of proving a bull market once again, because that's sky fucking high. That's all the way up in this box territory, and until we see price action escape the box and at the very least break above the 200 simple here, I'm not even going to be looking for this as a potential target to the upside. We are meeting resistance upon the top side of the range right now. Seeing this resist the way it is, any candle closure below 39,550, I will be looking for the 200 exponential as the a potential target here. Closing below the 200 exponential, I'll move my target to the downside all the way to $36,000, and if we break $36,000, we will have confirmation of range continuation, right? We won't have confirmation of complete meltdown. We do have meltdown targets all the way to the bottom side, of Bitcoin's price action history here, but down, to the downside of the range could be very, very relevant in the topic of conversation here for Bitcoin. And on the flip side, if we do see price action break the range here, close a candle above 40,525, I will look for a back test and a second confirmation closure above to confirm as support, or a second continuation candle above to confirm it as support before I'm looking for this resistance here at around 44,775 as a potential target to the upside. Again, even if it comes up here, I'm still going to have my barrel goggles on. I'm still going to be very, very aware that this could be met with extreme algorithm and bot resistance, and we could easily see price action fail, and come right back down into this box. But breaking this box here from the bullish perspective is a fucking good start. Let's look at stochastics here. A little bit of sign of concern. We are seeing some weakness in momentum with stochastics, and in the precipice of a bear market. This is concerning, right? This is concerning for Bitcoin. Again, it's confirmed. This is a confirmed bear market, unless proven otherwise. Until proven otherwise, we do see a little bit of weakened momentum here. Again, cross back down into this region here below the 80 read is going to be very, very telling of range continuation to the downside. RSI, rejecting, rounding off near the bottom side of the bullish control zone. Yeah, we're putting in new highs technically, but that doesn't necessarily mean price action is absolutely guaranteed to start shooting up to a bullish market once again. We've been below the bullish control zone for quite some time, actually since the 13th of March. So take it with a grain of salt. We could see a pullback all the way to this green 55 to test the positively sloped exponential here. Maybe even see stochastics test the 50 read. All of this is from a bullish perspective. Again, we could see a higher low, right? We could see a little bit of a cool off first, test this region here as new tentative support. before launching to newer highs here within the structure, or we could see this region here break to the downside and full on confirm range continuation, and lined up with the green 55. Any closure below the green 55, in my opinion, will confirm the death cross as a legitimized death cross, right? The conditions for death cross, golden cross, I'm always looking for price action at some point to pull into it and act as resistance or support, depending on what kind of cross you're looking at. But in this case, looking for it to act as resistance before crashing back down and confirming it as a full-blown death cross here, and closing below 36,000 here would be the confirmation that I'm looking for major bear market continuation to the downside. Obviously, the first target that I would be looking for is the bottom side of the range. It doesn't necessarily have to break, as soon as we get that confirmation. However, I would be very, very, very aware of price action over the next couple of weeks or so. That's Bitcoin, you guys. That's how I'm looking at Bitcoin. Again, I am preparing to open up a little bit of a short position, not an inconsequential short position, maybe 10%, very small position with my stop loss above these wicks here at about 2%. I can line it up somewhere around there, right? Very small position with tight risk management. If we do see continuation with this acting as resistance, I have no choice, right? If I see a good risk to reward setup, I'm going to take it. Does that necessarily mean I'm going to leave the position in? It all depends on how price action reacts, right? It all depends on how price action reacts after I open the position and as the days go forward. But as far as Bitcoin's concerned, guys, that's kind of how I'm looking at it. We'll take a minute to pause and say, if you guys are liking the video, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, tick that little bell. This is the time for the TA nerds all across America to hop on in and put their own opinions, right? Put some comments in, send me a message, discuss technical analysis with me. This is what I want to do full time, and I want to take the opportunity to, I'll even take roasts, right? If you want to roast mine out, I don't care. Teach me something, study with me, let's study together. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, tick that little bell. Ask me to join the Facebook group channel. Ask me to join the Facebook group chat that we have available to anyone who wants to be a part of it. We'll get you in there, and we'll start talking TA all day, every day. Purpose is to make money, right? That's what we're here for. So we'll go ahead and move on. I do think it is time for requests. I have about 8 more minutes, and then I want to wrap this up. PYPL. I only have 2 tonight. PYPL. I'm certain I've done this one before. I have. Guess what? Clear. New strategy. We're going to get rid of the white 200 because it's not relevant to my topic of conversation right now. We're going to get rid of the white 200. We're going to boom, 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 boom. Ooh. We got some stuff to talk about PayPal, right? Let's take our time. Maybe we have a box. Let's get a box going. Let's see if it's a good box here. Nice little box. Ooh, and we have a box right below it. Well, I'll be damned. Oh, shit. The more wicks, the more touches, the better. Boom. Let's look at this price action here. All right, so we got like swift decline, right? We got a swift decline below the L21 moving average. What I'm going to be waiting for at the current moment in time is for another open and closure below the L21. We could easily see a pop back up above the L21, which would completely advert the L21 moving average strategy, in my opinion. But tomorrow's candle closure, if it fails to reclaim that yellow 21 moving average, the yellow 21 moving average for PayPal will be confirmed, in my opinion. Look at this. Bearish divergence on the top, shooting RSI back below the 50 read. This is critical. This is a critical read right here. I'm going to highlight it for everybody. Boom. Critical read. Critical, 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 critical. right? Back below the 50 read, continuing, basically destroying the uptrend structure here. Let's look at price action. Oops. I always forget to go back to my crosshair when I do that. How many times did I do this? Okay. Yeah, that closed below. It technically closed below the green 55, or just right on it. So I want to see what happens, right? Maybe we see a little bit of a bounce back up. Green 55 it's tentatively a nice bouncy bounce region. So I'll be looking for a little bit of a bounce tomorrow. If the bounce is strong enough to reclaim the 21 moving average here, I will be convinced that it's not time to short. However, if we close anywhere below the 21 exponential, I will be looking for a little bit more downside, to be quite honest with you, especially if this region here acts as resistance at 291 spot 10. I will be looking for price action to continue much further here. Do we have any levels? Let's talk about some levels, right? That could easily be a level here. That could easily be a level here. As of right now, we do have a closure. I don't know if that's like, yeah, yeah, that's below, man. That's below the green 55. So I want to see how this reacts, to be quite honest with you. But this isn't looking like the greatest. It definitely looks like it wants to pull back a lot more. And I'm going to give you another speculation. Why? Right? We saw the stochastics here bounce off. I would consider this bounce off the neutral zone, the middle read here, the 50 read. Close enough is close enough. How close were we? Yeah, close enough is close enough for me to count that as a bounce. And then look at this. We got close to the top side and boom, forcing the exponential back to a negative slope, printing a lower high on stochastics formation here. Not the pinnacle of health and fitness at all whatsoever, in my opinion. RSI again breaking below that 50 read, indicative of a sell signal here. Again, we got the closure below, right? I want to wait for confirmation before I'm fully confident in saying that this is getting ready to come back down even more. But as of right now, we do have a change of behavior on the daily. What did he want? Medium to long term. So medium is the daily. Yeah, I only got two levels, to be quite honest with you, brother. That are very relevant from my perspective right now. This resistance here and the yellow 21. If I'm going to be looking at this to pop back up to the upside from an aggressive standpoint, I'll be looking at the 291 spot 25 region, 291 spot 10 correction. From a conservative standpoint, right? From the way I look at it, I want to see a full recovery back above the yellow 21. Another closure below the yellow 21. Doesn't matter where it's at. I'm going to be convinced that this is getting ready to plummet to the depths of hell. And this will be the first support that I'm looking at. Somewhere around 275 spot 15 would be the first region. Again, upon confirmation of this break, for downside targets as far as PayPal is concerned here. But this is bad, man. This is a big gap, big juicy gap to the downside, big juicy change of behavior on a daily time frame here. And you wanted to see long term, so let's go ahead and just check out the weekly real quick. Ooh, weekly looks worse. 20. I mean, yeah, we could easily see price action fall all the way to the yellow 21. But same kind of principle applies to the yellow 21. This doesn't look healthy, to be quite honest with you. Another rejection of the bullish control zone here. Boom, shooting the weekly exponential back to a negative slope. Not the greatest read, in my opinion, if you're bullish. Nice little cross of the stochastics here. Technically matching the highs. Technically printing a new high. If you're looking at this as a high, technically printing a new high. But where does it go from here? Yellow 21, definitely a valid test target, in my opinion, for the weekly time frame here. But I want to see how the yellow 21 acts on a weekly chart before I'm confident in making any further decisions based off of that. If we do close below the yellow 21 on a weekly, not going to be great. Because the long-term target, if that condition is met, would be down all the way at 245 spot 30, give or take. We broke this resistance here, or support here. We could see price action pump back up, confirm it as resistance before continuing to the weekly 21 moving average. But we're still above we're still above the 21, so I have no choice but to be to remain on the bear or the bullish perspective until I get the confirmation. But it does not look good, in my opinion, with that bearish engulfing candle, which will confirm as a bearish engulfing candle in 14 hours, 32 minutes, 45 seconds. So bearish engulfing on any formation, 5-minute, 10-minute, daily, weekly, monthly, never a good sign, always indicative of potential continuation further to the downside. So, kind of matches up with the daily. The daily does not look good in my opinion. This is definitely indicative of continuation to the downside. We are getting a lot of signals flashing here. And if I had to play from an aggressive standpoint, I would be overall looking for 245 as the next target. But overall, especially from a weekly, 245 spot 45, and that's kind of going to wrap it up for PayPal. We'll go ahead and skip on over to PEP, medium to long term, daily and weekly. We'll do it. PepsiCo. I'll tell my brother to watch this part of the stream tomorrow, 40-minute mark. Give him a heads up on Pepsi. Pepsi's bullish as shit. I have no reason to be bearish. We do have a little bit of a top call, but look at this. RSI is still in control of the bullish structure. We do have a little bit of a negative slope on the RSI, or the RSI is exponential, but potential little bounce off the bottom side of the bullish control zone. Very, very, very possible here. Let's actually clear it. Boom. Let's get some boxes going, right? Let's get some fucking boxes going. We have a beautiful one right here. Beautiful box right here. Boom. That's valid. That's valid. I mean, we're on the precipice of a breakout, obviously, so seeing some pullbacks here on PepsiCo would not be out of the question, in my opinion. But overall, this is bullish as shit. New all-time highs, weekly, bullish as shit. If the weekly closes like this, though, it will be concerning. But we do see stochastics here. Fresh cross up on the weekly time frame here in the bullish critical zone here. I do like that read. RSI though, again, there's your little sign of concern on the weekly time frame here, looking like it wants to reject the bottom side of the bullish control zone. But does that destroy my bullish perspective? No. All that does is tell me, hey, we've been going up for quite some time. Maybe it's time for a little bit of a pullback after this breakout formation here, and pullback to this region here on a daily would not be out of the question. Or we could call this consolidation, because that's what it is right now. Consolidation between the bottom side here, support at 155, and the top side of resistance at 158. We could see that consolidation play out for a little bit more time, but these indicators do not tell me consolidation. These indicators are telling me fucking more. Look at that. That coiling action deep in the critical zone is so beautiful to me, because when I see that, I'm always like, fucking just long it. Just fucking long it. Just hop in and long it, right? Just put all your money into PepsiCo, goddammit. So fucking bullish. No, all jokes aside, this one is actually really fucking really bullish in my opinion. Obviously putting in a little bit of a top call. We have no divergences yet, no bearish divergence yet, which I would be looking for in a formation like this. Pretty new all-time highs. We have no bearish divergence confirming yet. We have absolute control of RSI in the bullish control zone. Absolute control from stochastics deep in the critical zone for the bulls. Maybe a pullback, maybe a little bit of a pullback. 155 would be the potential pullback target. Any break, I'm going to have to get fibs, aren't I? I'm going to have to get fibs. Let's get some fibs. We're going to go off this low here. You know what? I'm going to make that a little bit closer so I can zoom in and see it. Pepsi looking juicy. Pepsi is looking juicy. All right, yeah. A closure above this region, 158. I'll be looking for extensions to the one spot 272, somewhere around 162 bucks. Beautiful move. Potentially in formation, but what's really important to pay attention to right now is the weekly closure, and what happens when the weekly close. Do we see weekly consolidation? It's definitely a possibility to see weekly consolidation, or do we see capitulation back to the top side of this box here? It's all about the confirmation. Getting a little bit of a reversal style candlestick here. not the not the best of signals. It's not the pinnacle of health and fitness. However, I want to wait and see how the weekly reacts here, and the weekly might take over on this one. But stochastics giving a bullish signal, and RSI saying a little bit of resistance, a little bit of rejection of the bullish control zone. So there's a little bit of mixed signals here on the weekly time frame. But all of my levels are going to be based off the 24-hour, and this is what I'm looking at, man. To be quite honest with you, nice little breakout. Candles closing above the 21 moving average here, above all three of these moving averages, and the moving averages are gaining divergence and momentum to the upside. So I'm still bullish until proven otherwise. Maybe the weekly closes and we just see consolidation. But these are the two levels that I'm looking at: 158 to the upside and 155 to the downside. If we do break the 155 support and confirm it as new tentative resistance, I'll be looking for the yellow 21. And if we break the yellow 21 and confirm it as resistance as well, I'll be looking for this region here, which is pretty much perfectly aligned with the green 55 at $150 even. So that's kind of how I'm looking at Pepsi, and I think that's going to wrap it up for the stream, everybody. Thanks for being here. If you guys like the video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, tick that little bell. We are on the road to 1,000 members. We've been at a little bit of a plateau. We've been stuck at 50 members for about a month now. I'm looking to do as much as I humanly can to increase the amount of members we have on the YouTube channel. So again, if you're part of the Blackfire Technical Analysis Facebook community, please hop on over to the YouTube channel. I posted a link in the Facebook page timeline today, and there's also a link in the description of this video below. Please click it, hit that subscribe button. Let's bring all the Blackfire community on over to the YouTube channel. And that'll put us a quarter of the way to the 1,000 member target that we have in mind right now. So that's going to do it for the stream today, guys. Thanks for being here, and until next time, stay safe, stay happy.